This video will profoundly impact your life, so share this. 4 AM this morning, I'm up studying about princess chairs. Now, unless you're in the health field, you won't know what princess chairs are. Princess chairs are a lounge chair in which an elderly resident can sit in, and what happens when they're in there is that they decondition, so they lose all their muscle mass. And when they lose their muscle mass, they can barely do things that they previously could. An example of this is being able to walk, being able to cook or clean, and do normal things like hanging things up on the line, like your clothes on the line. Now this cycle leads towards having a decrease in satisfaction in your quality of your life, and so then it leads to being unhappy. And it's also in regards to a psychological principle which is on the board behind me from Martin Seligman. Now Martin Seligman talks about learned helplessness. And I'm going to go and apply that to this now, and then relate it back to how that works in regards to the habits that I've been doing. So one habit every day, turning a bad habit into a new habit every day for 67 days. Here we go, straight into the helplessness. So learned helplessness. What happens with learned helplessness is you have an uncontrollable event, negative event. So this might well be having a stroke, for instance, with a person in the chair, so that they can't control that situation. And what happens is then they overgeneralise and they go, oh, okay, I've had this stroke, essentially I'm a victim and I can't do anything about my situation. But now they become in a situation where they become passive in situations where they actually do have a choice and can make an impact. So yes, they might have a stroke, but now they can participate in rehab, so they can actually take exercises and do physical activity, but they choose not to because they feel like they can't. They don't feel like they've got a choice. This then leads back into being helpless again, and then from that goes into depression. Now, depression's massive, particularly throughout society, and everyone's been touched. In fact, depression is the silent killer in every family, and I personally know what it's like in my life to have my brother, and also to have a partner for a few years that I lived with that had depression. And the basic things that you do in life seem like they're really hard work, and it can just get over the top of you, and like you feel like you can't cope and manage. So what I really ask of you is, what are you doing to make a difference in the world? How are you making a difference in the world? I'll leave that with you. On to our habits. So the new habit per day. Now, what's exciting about this and the opportunity is, if you've got depression or whether life's going fantastic, awesome, great opportunity for you. Or if it's not going so good, we've all got something that we want to change. Doesn't matter how good life is, there's things that do tick us off a little bit. We don't need to tolerate things. In fact, rather than tolerating things, we can have them go exactly the way we want. Breaking that habit, taking that one step, and then leading into that future that you really want to have. You've always wanted but never had. So, what did you tackle today? That's my question for you. Did you take on, whether that's cooking, cleaning, or just some sort of a habit which will make a big difference in your life? So what my habit was for today is I actually took on being romantic. And not necessarily that I had to do it today, but scheduling that in my diary, so that every fortnight I will have one moment which is romantic. Because to me, I really love being romantic. It's something that really ticks a box inside of me and makes me really fulfilled. And what I'd really love to have is, particularly in a loving relationship, is to have a girl fall in love with me each day for the rest of our lives. And that really excites me. I think anyone can go out and have a single one night stand or something like that. But to me, I'd love to have someone fall in love with me day in, day out for the rest of my life. And that's what I'm really committed to, taking action in that area of my life. We've got the 4 pillars, which are health, wealth, love and happiness. Now normally we've all got a couple of these that are going good, and we focus on those that are going good. Now the opportunity is to look at, well, what isn't going so well? Why can't I have all 4 going really well and only just 1 or 2 normally is what we focus on? So this is a real opportunity for you to take an action in that area where you've been resigned about, holding back or not dealing with, essentially. So my next thing that we go into here is, if you don't first make a choice, you'll never then have a chance and then have the opportunity to change. So what I'm giving to you from today is to swap helplessness with helpfulness. And what that means is, let's get out there and get into doing the thing that you really want to do in life. So one habit a day, take it on, see how you go. Let's start this movement and make a massive difference. Let's go kick some ass, eh? Bye.